作品蛮有特色的，很有 MTV 的味道。He likes to challenge the system. 就是很多人不敢去尝试做这些东西，可是他就很大胆的去做。
I say, Brian, you're very controversial. When I hear your name, actually my heart goes.
Who wants to have fun? This is my piece called We Live in a Dangerous World. I wanted to create something that is recognizable to Singaporeans. So I started off with thinking about our cultural icons like the Malayan, Singaporean girls, and you know, people dressing in white and in military outfit and stuff like that.
我觉得很好笑，很有趣，很不一样。
是不是在讽刺新加坡 ？Singapore they follow rules and everything, but it's like breaking the rules.
I've always seen Singapore sometimes like a tourist destination. All the postcards of orchids and merlions, and I saw this tourist eating a chocolate merlion, so I thought like, wow, they can even eat our own icon. I want to investigate and then also see whether this merlion is real. I want to take it back as our own icon lah. I see the system as very strong here, and this system governs our life. Like the white figures I have with the plugs, that kind is a metaphor for me for them, the government sucking in all the power from the people. This is not a bad thing, especially when our government is really efficient and good. But what happens when the government changes and it's a new breed of people and they use this system and abuse it? In this way, my art is about this. It's making people recognize the system that they're in, question the beliefs that they have, beliefs of our government, of the way we live, the things we believe in. I used to come here to catch fish all the time with my friends, and I used to like climb inside, go all the way into the hole and take a net and then bring a jar or something and catch all these weird fishes. It was quite a traumatic experience because I was not used to the way of life here. It's a very strange alien landscape to me. Singapore was this jungle with all this concrete buildings like jutting up from the jungle like that. Of course I miss my home in Philippines. My parents were there. Life here is like, the people seemed harsher. Singaporeans are unique because it's so hard to love them in the beginning. I realized over the years it's just the way Singaporeans communicate. It reflects the subject matter and the way I approach my art.
When you're in a country that's not yours, you have to be quiet. You are a guest, obey all rules.
It makes me aware of patterns that maybe normal Singaporeans are not aware, like the architecture, the grid in Singapore. Everything is very neat. I see patterns in behavior, in the way people go about doing things, the way you talk to each other, the way you move around. I try to take this pattern and put it in my artwork. This is my room, and I'm cleaning it up for the first time since the Biennale. I'm going to start organizing all the rubbish and magazines and books that I have dumped in this corner for many months and discover things like bills that I haven't paid. I work here, I live here, I do everything here. This is my editing suite. I do a lot of 3D animation. I draw on the floor. This is for the storyboards for the National Museum of Singapore project. I'm going to be shooting a film. I think drawing has always come naturally to me. Yeah, I like to draw stuff. When I was young, I liked to draw aeroplanes, you know, airports. My mom didn't allow me to do art, so I do art at night. So I'll draw secretly at night. I did this most in like Sec 1 and Sec 2, during that period where I was most productive.
I actually had months of arguments with him because he had quite good grades actually to go to JC, and I wanted him to go to university.
Since I was young, looking at all these cartoons that made me laugh and made me cry, you know, things like that. And I wanted to have that ability to move people through my works.
He was just very sure about it. He even wrote a promise that he will get a university degree for me after poly.
It's called a Photoshop document. So basically, you go open the Finder and you navigate to applications. I've been teaching in NAFA since the beginning of this year. Honestly, practically, I need to teach or else I won't have enough money for a living. I mean, doing art is very little money. Paint again, like if you don't like things, you can paint like a figure. And if you don't like something, you have to... I tried it last year for like close to 6 months. And it's livable, but it's just that I have to really cut down and it's very hard to like do a lot of things. And in the end, I found myself compromising on my artworks because I didn't have enough money and all that.
Today we're going to do a short film for the National Museum of Singapore.
Basically, this film is very much like video art. About a month ago, Minister Mentor Lee Kuan Yew said that Singapore has no culture, or we will never have the confidence to have our own culture even in a few hundred years' time. When he said that, I was quite perturbed because for me, there's only no culture when there's no people. And I want to make a film that only can be made if there was a Singapore. We always say that we don't have identity, we don't have culture. We do have, it's just that we're not conscious of it. And I'm also trying to show culture as reimagined by the youths of Singapore.
I think his works are all very thought-provoking. Sometimes it's acceptable to people like in my generation, but sometimes it's not also.
Because, you know, there are all these naked bodies running around in his video works, for example. Some people might take objection to that kind of thing.
No, I don't think it's to get attention.
I don't think he goes for something provocative just for the sake of it.
Because I like pushing boundaries and to see beyond the normal.
I'm afraid that he may get himself into trouble, like disapproval from the public or from government entities or whatever, because he just speaks his mind.
I just want to show symptoms of society because I think it's important, because I care. Yeah. I hope people, when they encounter my art, they will be open-minded enough to see why not just for the visual spectacle and all that, or the humor in it, but why I created things in a certain way. I hope I'm always changing as a person and finding new ways to explore different matters.